In this video, I'm going to be talking about the CMHC's first-time homebuyer program, so make sure you stay to the end for a real-life example of what it means for your buying power. Before I get into it, my name is Regan Mackey. I'm a realtor here in Edmonton, and I created this channel for people who are looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. So if that sounds like you, make sure you hit the subscribe button to see my future videos. So what is the first-time homebuyer program? Essentially, it is the government helping you out with your down payment. Now, the government will give you 5% for a down payment for a resale or a pre-owned home, or they'll give you 5 or 10% for a new build. Now, this is designed to help you get into a home with less money saved up. They'll help you out with your down payment, so you have a bigger down payment, which will in turn make your monthly payments lower, the interest paid lower, and really makes housing more accessible for the younger generation that doesn't have a ton of money saved up. So this isn't for people who can't get approved. You do have to get approved by yourself. You do have to have the minimum 5% down payment, but it just means the government now helps you out and now actually takes part equity in your home. So they'll pay the 5% or the 10% for your down payment, but this also means they own 5 or 10% in your home. Now, this can go either way. If your home appreciates, the government's still going to own that 5%. You're going to have to pay that back when you sell. Or if your house depreciates and loses value, the government also loses if you're losing value in your home. So if your house loses value and you sell your home, you're still going to have to pay that 5% back, but it will be at a lesser value than they gave you originally. So in order to qualify for the program, obviously you need to be a first-time home buyer. Now, there's a couple different things that qualify as a first-time home buyer. First, obviously it's your first home that you're purchasing, or you can have owned a house previously but sold it and have not lived in a house that you own for at least 4 years, or recently divorced also qualifies you for this program. Now, you also need to have an income or a household income if you're buying with somebody else of less than a combined $120,000 annually. And finally, they are actually maxing your borrowing power to 4 times the amount of your annual income. So a max of 120, as I said, for your annual income. 4 times that is obviously $480,000. Now I'm going to read an example of how this would play out in real life. So here's an example. Anita wants to buy a new home for $400,000, and she's saved up the minimum down payment of $20,000, which is 5% of the purchase price. Now, under the first-time home buyer's incentive, Anita can apply to receive $40,000 in a shared equity mortgage, which is 10% of the new home cost through the program. This lowers the amount Anita needs to borrow and can reduce her monthly expenses. As a result, Anita's mortgage is $228 less a month and $2,736,000 less a year. 10 years later, Anita sells the home for $420,000. The incentive will need to be repaid as a percentage of the home's current value. This would result in Anita paying 10% or $42,000 at the end of selling this house. So obviously in this case, her house is appreciated a little bit, and the amount that she has to pay back reflects that. Now, the same would go as if her house lost value. She would also pay back a little less than the $40,000 that she originally got. So there's pros and cons to this program. Obviously, the big pro is you don't have to save as much for your down payment, and it will reduce your monthly expenses and the interest that you're paying on your mortgage. One of the cons, I guess, is it's kind of limiting your buying power to the 480, as I said. But really, this shouldn't be too much of an issue. If you're a first-time home buyer, you probably shouldn't be trying to max yourself out and buying the most expensive home that you can be approved for. So it's a really great program. If you have any more questions, I'll leave a link in the description for you to do some more exploring yourself. And if you have any more questions, I'll be able to answer them. I'll leave my email in the description. So if you got any value out of the video and you'd like to see more, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.